once I have a story, I have an idea of how I want things to go. Which, by the way, whatever story you come up with, it has the ability to change as you go through the story. Sometimes for the best, sometimes for the best, sometimes for the worst. But whatever you do, definitely be comfortable with whatever you come up with. Because just because 1,000 people say they don't like it, all it takes is one person to say that they do. And believe it or not, if there's one, there's another one. Then there's another one. And that 1, 2, 3 eventually would add up to a bigger number. So remember that. All right, so what's the next subject? I kind of lost my train of thought after that one. So honestly, when I start an episode, I start off with more of a red color to start sketching with, a very rough type of sketch. That's why if you see the panel below this one, you can see like those rough lines. Because if I'm being honest, whenever I kind of sketch, especially rough, I can't even tell you what the heck I done sketched. Like, I cannot tell you how hard it is to kind of like, I guess, visualize what the heck I'm trying to translate, or portray. Sometimes I have to go back to the drawing board and kind of dig a little deeper on certain panels. And then after I get done with the red, I go in with the blue. The blue's supposed to be a more detailed sketch, before I go in with the black, like pretty much the inking. It definitely do give me it gives me like ways of I guess I can't even come up with the word. What is the word? For me, it's more safety. Like, okay, I'm gonna sketch it. That seems good. All right, secondary sketch. Yeah, I'm keeping that panel. Now I can go in with the inking, because there has been certain times that I have sketched something, and then I went in with the blue, and then I decided to scrap that whole panel and start over with a whole new, different type of scene. If you get what I'm saying, I never go in thinking that the original ideal that I had is the main focus. Like, oh, okay, this is gonna work. Sometimes things change, and you gotta be willing to accept those things that changes, So definitely, stay open to that. Be willing to adapt and change your script sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to stick to it. It's recommended to stick to it, but sometimes you have better ideas than the one you originally had. Meaning, a wise man told me, don't always go for your first ideal. Sometimes you need time to let it linger before you realize there can or there is a better way to establish a shot or tell a better story. But anyway, to get back to the subject at hand, I keep sticking to the behind the scenes, and then I turn around and I end up preaching. So my apologies for the preaching. I'm real big on trying to inspire, to encourage. Whatever info I can give, I'm willing to give it, and whoever I can inspire, I'm always down for that. But anyway, after I go in with the ink lines, I go in with flats. How I go about doing my flats, you might see it in a future video. I will definitely be having me go through my flats. I always use the select. You know what? Let's not worry about that. I just talk about it in a future video, or if anybody want to be on a Discord call, I'm definitely willing to be on a call and kind of walk you through it. Normally I might just like go in with with the text. I might put some text on top of it as I'm sketching some certain stuff, cause it keeps me from I guess losing the story or what it is that the characters are saying, because I might have a script that tells me this is what's being said, but then in the middle of the script I might go, no, you know what? This right here sounds better, So that's exactly what I do. But anyway, let's get back to it. Like I said, the shading, I'm gonna say the effects and stuff, which is shading, lighting, all that good jazz. You can't forget the backgrounds. The backgrounds is a part of the whole entire scene. You can really sell like a mood or sell a situation with a background. That background can really push a panel. So message to everybody who's a comic book artist. The one thing I have to say is how can I say it? So my thing is this right here. Most people say, I can't publish it until it's perfect, or until it's perfect to me. That's fine. By all means, do that. But this is me knowing who I am. I have this habit of, my thing is, if I actually did everything I wanted to do, I would never publish anything. I wouldn't publish posts. I wouldn't give out ideas. I wouldn't do videos. I wouldn't do none of that stuff. And I say that because at times I can be a perfectionist, and I don't ever think some of the stuff that I produce, content, artwork, comic books, I never feel or think as though it is enough, because it doesn't really doesn't really live up to the standards I want it to be, and when you're working on time and you have a limited amount of time to work with, which a lot of us do, you gotta be willing to make a call. You sometimes you have to not focus on perfection, but more so focus on progress. And that's the preach of the day. That's the preach of the day. So I hope you guys enjoying this video.
Dreamsimpactcomics.